Hey, this is Dave with Contractor Secret Weapon, and today I have a real new, exciting guest for everyone today. His name is Jeremiah Rizzo. He is one of the founding members of Contractor-ed, an online learning platform for contractors and construction professionals, of course, working alongside Operations Director Rory Detweiler. He's helped the platform to grow to more than 20 instructors, including the International Surface Event and American Institute of Building Design. They have 180 courses, and they have over 1,700 users, and after today, more users, of course. He lives outside Philadelphia, PA, with his beautiful wife and enjoys outdoors, music, exercise, and spending time with friends and family. He's passionate about growth, marketing, and mission-driven companies that change the world. Hey, Jeremiah, I'm really excited you could be with us today and talk about Construction Ed and how contractors can really take advantage of your platform.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dave. Excited to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little about Construction Ed and what is the mission of Construction Ed when you guys started out?
Yeah, so, our mission is really simple. It's to make it so that anyone in construction or trades can learn anything they need to grow their business skills or knowledge from real pros. So, our mission is to make it easy and effective for anyone in the industry to be able to learn whatever they need from people who speak their language and have been there and done that. And so, what we've done with Construct-ed is build a platform where real experienced pros from every different trade, every different skill level are able to publish courses and share their knowledge on everything from business management to marketing to trade skills to safety. And then, you're able to go on there, find a course, buy it, you own it for life, and then learn from pros, the exact skill that you need.
So I noticed you're talking, about the business management, but also some safety. So, like, if I had employees, that would be perfect venue for my employees. Instead of buying a huge, expensive package, I could just go and pay for each part of a course as I needed it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, totally. We definitely have seen like a good number of safety sales. Obviously, like with this industry, safety is huge, and so whether it's like fall safety or defensive driving, but that principle also like applies across the board, right? So like if you're a contractor, like my brother-in-law, operates his own company. They're fairly successful. They're very busy, and so like he's juggling multiple jobs at once. Pretty small crew. Like he doesn't realistically have the time of day to like jump on and take a course, right? But like he might want to know from a new course that we have, like. We've got a course on how to triple your profit by honing in your processes and working 3 times faster. It was published by like a 40-year veteran. It's the kind of thing where like he might not sit down and do it, but he might have his foreman, or like you might have your project manager do it, and just like send him an email and be like, hey, have this watched by the end of the week and tell me how we can implement it in our company.
Excellent. Yeah, that's sweet because I know a lot of, as a business owner, you want to be able to delegate as much as possible without it interfering into things. Let's put it that way. But so we've talked about some of the courses. What seems to be your I don't know. How many courses did you say you had? 180 courses so far. That's pretty awesome.
I think to date like 184, and they're coming. Like more are coming in all the time. So
wow. So what are some of the? I know we talked about safety. We talked about management. I bet you there's some leadership ones in there too, aren't there?
Yeah, so, honestly, like probably any subject that you can think of is on there. Not necessarily every topic yet. There's just, the industry's too big. But, like if you needed, so like we've got some really niche, interesting stuff. Like there's a free course on there called The Complete Guide to Foreman Leadership. It's taught by a commercial construction foreman, and he's just passionate to help laborers grow and attain that position, so he put it out there. And then we've got a course that I actually teach. I actually published it called SEO for Contractors, and like it's over 4 hours of content, and it's like DIY SEO. Like it'll walk contractors through setting up SEO on their own website to get more leads.
Wow, that's awesome.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, because I know a lot of times, we like to wear too many hats.
That's right.
Me, I keep trying to take off as many hats as possible, and delegate and get other people to do stuff for me. So that's awesome. Yeah. So if you're especially a new guy, you're coming into the construction industry, that's a perfect, because he wants to know and everything you can. And you know what? That's, as I'm thinking about and talking to you about this, even if you're not going to do the SEO yourself, that would be an awesome course to take, just so that you know, if you hire somebody to do it, what the heck they're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, man, especially with SEO, right? Because like there's tons of people that don't do things the right way with SEO. And like if you get it wrong, Google's getting better and better. So like if you get it wrong, or you do what they consider like shady practices, you'll actually be penalized. Like not only will you not go anywhere in the rankings, you'll be penalized. So yeah, I mean, whether it's that with SEO, or whether it's a big thing that I talk about like with ConstructEd is like it's also great. It's not just great if you're like a laborer who doesn't know anything. It's great for business owners that are really like, most contractors know what they're doing with their hands. Like they're really good with their skills.
Right.
But like tons of them will say, I wish my profit were higher. I wish I had more time with my kids. Like, better time management. So even for those business owners, our message as ConstructEd is like, why don't you learn from a 20, 30, 40-year pro how to overcome some of these problems for $50, for $25 in a course, and start implementing this stuff.
And it's cheaper than a college education.
Oh my word, yeah. I mean, it's cheaper. It's cheaper than attending a brick and mortar classroom session. It's like it's crazy, and you can learn on it's on demand. It's like owning a book. So that's what's cool about it is if you buy a course, you can chip away at it night after night, or if you have a rain day, you can watch it all in one day. Because
it's there forever. Once you become a member and you buy it, it goes into pretty much your file, and it's there forever. That's awesome. Because honestly, this is, as I see it, is a sweet spot for contractors, because there's so many guys out there that are selling stuff at exorbitantly high prices for the information industry, and this is the perfect segue into learning from guys that have actually done it. Because there's so many guys out there that are putting stuff together that have never done it, but they know it'll sell.
Yeah. I mean, and I think too, like, that you're learning from guys who speak your language. Like, we have a course on there by a guy named Brian Altman. He speaks at a couple trade shows a year. And we don't hear from him otherwise, because he's busy running a successful remodeling company. It's like when they're not teachers first and foremost, they're contractors. Most of the instructors have been where you are and are just trying to teach you how they got past different pain points or into different successes. So I think that's a key point too, because you can, sure, like any contractor could go read Forbes articles all day and learn from the tech industry or learn whatever, and you'll learn stuff, but the biggest thing about learning is being able to apply it to your business and your industry.
Right, absolutely. And I think about, my favorite saying is, I would rather learn from somebody else's mistakes, because I can't make them all. But I have made a lot. And they're cheaper. They're cheaper to learn from somebody else's mistakes. It's like, I remember a while ago, years ago, we were buying houses, and they'd say every time you made a mistake when you were rehabbing was like going to a $5,000 seminar. Yeah,
there you go. That's an optimistic way to look at that.
Yeah, because every day's a learning experience. It just don't let it get you down. So you've got you said in your stuff that I was reading, you're an open platform. So what is an open platform, and what's the advantage of that?
Yeah, so I mean, we're an open platform, or like another way to say it, we're an open marketplace.
Okay.
And basically, what that means is we aren't, like a lot of the other education companies online in the industry are either creating the education in-house, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like they're writing the curriculum, they're filming it, they're putting it together, or they're inviting in maybe select well-known people in the industry to do it. When we say we're an open marketplace, it means we let anyone in any trade with expertise and a passion to help others learn come in and teach courses. So they submit their content to us, and so what's beautiful about it is it allows us to scale a lot faster, and it allows us to get a lot more diverse content. Like you're going to find courses with us that you literally won't find anywhere else because you've got people... we're open to anyone with education publishing with us. We don't have a strict set of like curriculum that we walk you through.
Right. Now, how do you, I'm trying to find the right word. How do you police that? I guess that's the best way to do it. How do you police that? When someone presents a curriculum or a course, you go through it and check everything out and all that other stuff?
Yeah, it's a good question. A couple different things. So one, we've been pretty blessed to date that most of the instructors are just authorities and recognized authorities in other fields. Okay. So like the validation has sort of been done in that regard. So like, okay. The International Surface event, for example, like if you're looking for stone and tile installation courses, there's like 60 on our platform.
Wow.
Published by them. So obviously, like they're super accredited. You've got American Institute of Building Design, and even the guy. We've got a landscaper and excavator who teaches, and I think he's got like 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. Like, people just rave over this guy. So everyone on there is pretty recognized as an authority, and we're not being inundated with content. Like, we still only have 20 instructors. We're still young,
right?
So I think as we scale and as we begin to grow and we just start getting, people wanting to teach content and send us courses more and more and more, then we're definitely going to have to look into a policing system and see how to review it. And it's tough because, we're blessed that it hasn't been that way because we're a really small team and a pretty lean startup, and we don't know everything. We can't watch through everything.
And as time goes on, I'm sure as you grow, and of course, it's the fun part about a rolling stone is once it starts rolling faster. Is that you're probably going to, at a certain time, be able to you'll have to pick and choose because you'll have overlapping content.
Yeah.
And that's in the future. I'm just throwing out the future now because I see that this is really taking off and growing because it's really a needed thing. Now I know there's Udemy and they have tons of courses, but yours is specific to the construction industry, which there really isn't anything else up there like that.
Yeah, we have a ton of respect, for Udemy. Like one of the co-founders there who's since left, I think he's brilliant. He's a brilliant business mind, a brilliant marketing mind. But at the end of the day, actually we had an instructor, this must have been, I think 2 weeks ago now, we had someone just reach out to us and say, hey, I'm interested in becoming an instructor with you guys. I want to publish content. I've checked out Udemy. I've checked out Skillshare. But I don't want my construction class next to a yoga class, can I teach with you?
Yeah.
We're just, as we continue to grow, we're just going to drive a trades only audience. And that's huge. You'll get lost in these other big platforms.
Oh yeah. Because they're not looking, niche specific. It takes too long to go through. So you've got the niche, it's specific to construction, and now they just need to go through and find the areas that they want to become more proficient at.
Yeah, and I think another thing, as I've thought on it, growing, as we've worked at it this past year, contractors and construction pros are, and I mean this in a good way, to your listeners, they're their own breed. Oh yeah. They have their own language, they're their own breed, and it's almost like it's fine to put a bunch of tech courses and cycling and yoga courses on a platform. Like soft skills is like one thing, and this is just different. And I think it requires like its own imagery, its own language, its own, it is its own thing, and it's big enough to be its own thing.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. I'm excited about it. And it's kind of funny because, like we said earlier, when you had you had contacted me about doing a course, and I was just in the process of starting one, which is just, what's the coincidence of that? You must have been looking over my shoulder or something. But
we've got bots that follow you around.
Yeah, yeah. So that'll be cool. So yeah, I've been going through, some of your stuff, and of course, that's the only thing that I don't have a lot of is time like everyone else, but I've been going back and forth and seeing how I could do that and make it so that it would fit your platform. So I'm excited about, being able to contribute to this platform and that it's even available. So I'm excited about that part. But and as you were talking, I was thinking about all the guys that I've interviewed that are part of the construction industry. I'm gonna have put together an email and share your site with them.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome.
Yeah, because I've got guys that do safety courses and other kinds of stuff. I got one guy that I met at a podcasting event that does. He teaches people how to do contractors to do business with the federal government.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that would be a great lead-in for these guys. So I just made myself a note to email all those guys and send them over to your site and contact you.
Yeah, we're always looking for passionate instructors.
Yeah, and they all are. They're all looking to grow. So what else are some of the fun things you got going on there?
So we're excited about this next year. I think this next year is going to be really decisive for us, and we're seeing that, as with any sort of scrappy lean startup, it's tough to break into the industry, and we're excited. We feel like we're excited at what's ahead. We've just hit roughly the 2,000 student mark, so 2,000
awesome.
Registered users in the site. So excited to get more content in, and definitely create more partnerships, work with more people in the industry to just spread the word and let people know what we're doing. Let them know that the education that's here. So
speaking, like you said before, us contractors, I are one also, are our own breed. Have you experienced a resistance in the technology, or is it more the old guys that are resisting and the new guys are jumping on board?
Definitely a resistance. I don't know that I would say. I'm not sure that the older guys are worse than the younger guys. I think the biggest thing is when we've chatted with some of our users, right, and we've polled some of them, the biggest response is time. It hasn't been. I don't think that they're super slow to adopt the technology, because the technology is fairly simple. It's create an account, watch a course.
Right.
It's definitely the time. So it's they're working from 6, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Some of your listeners maybe later, and then doing estimates, trying to see the wife and kids or something like that, going to bed and getting up and doing it again the next day.
Yeah.
So
no, I hear you, because when I go through, I was doing estimates today, and sometimes it takes, even with the software, it takes forever to put one together.
Yeah, it does. And I think too, what I've noticed, and I'm not sure how much this transcends, all industries and would branch into soft skills, but I think contractors specifically, they're a tight community. You guys are a tight community, and I think there's a skepticism that's rightly been cultivated, and understandably so, by new technology, because I think what seems to be happening is, money is being poured into the tech industry for construction. And so everyone's promising a new app, a new software, a new, widget that is going to make your life easier and grow your profit 5 times more and all this stuff. And I think a lot of guys that we've read, when you scour forums, are just look, I've got my processes down.
Right.
Don't bother me. They don't want to be spammed. They don't want to be solicited to. So that makes them from our perspective, like really trying to bring an awesome product and say like, hey, we just want to help you like learn, like know that this exists and learn from other pros. Like we're still thrown in there with everyone else as like just solicitors. You know what I mean?
Right. I know that's kind of weird because I know that I see all kinds of stuff. This will make it easier. This one, but no one tells you that. Yeah, this program will make it easier, but somebody's got to learn how to do it, and that ain't going to be me. So I'll stick with what I got, and I think that's some of the mindset. All right. So I just thought of a great course, and maybe I'll put it together. And it's for the busy contractor. It's called time blocking, and you just have to make an appointment with yourself to do certain things.
That's it.
And I know, like, because I've talked with the guys that say, "Oh man, I need to go out and talk to." They wanted some more commercial work. I said, "Well, you need to go do it." Well, you don't understand. I said, "Dude, I do understand. I understand everything because I've been through it. So you just need to make an appointment with yourself to say, listen, on Wednesdays, every Wednesday between 9 and 12, I'm gonna have my appointment set up to go talk with." With commercial vendors and stuff like that, or commercial accounts. And it doesn't matter whether someone calls in sick or someone breaks down. That time is worth more to you than anything, because it's worth, if you close the account, it's worth thousands of dollars. If you don't go there because one of your technicians didn't get to a job, now you're trading thousands of dollars for what, $15, $20, $25 an hour? You lost big time. So it's really setting their priorities. And I know, I've been there and I've done it. And, I finally got to the point where a guy didn't show up for work. Hey, that job didn't get done that day, but I wasn't going to go to 2 or 3 jobs. I went to 9. When I first started out, I went to 9 jobs one day just so there was a presence. And I don't do that anymore. Wow. Now I make phone calls. But I do understand, what contractors go through, because I know, it's like juggling all the time, and but there is a time when you really need to stop the juggling and put stuff down on paper so that you understand what's profitable. And one of the somebody ran me through an exercise at the beginning of the year, and he said, well, how much do you want to make next year? And I go, well, I want to make X amount of dollars. Okay, now break it down. Break it down into how many days of work do you want to wait? How many days a week do you want to work? And I'm going, that's an awesome thought, because who said I had to work 5 days a week or 6 days a week? Why can't I work 3 days a week? If I can do the same amount of business in 3 days that I could in 5, make the same amount of profit, then why shouldn't I only work 3 days a week?
Right.
So so it's sitting down. So then we finally went down to, well, how much money, if you're going to make X amount of dollars a year, how much is it worth to you per minute? And then you go, wow, because now that really brings a lot of things into focus on, I can pay somebody $12, $15, $20 an hour to do something that, because my dollar per minute is worth a lot.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy when you break it, when you do evaluate it that way. And I think for us, like, one of the biggest breakthroughs I had was, like, I was talking to one of the users and just trying to, like, understand and learn more. We're trying to, figure out how we can make the platform better. And a couple responses I got from a couple of users were like, well, I see a lot of cool stuff I'd want to watch. I just don't have the time. And then, like, one user in particular went on to describe, like, I'm having this huge problem hiring good help. They keep turning over, blah, blah. And that to me was like a revelation point of, like, we need to change our communication on the site or something like that, because, our message as Construct-ed is like, we're not like CEUs or like YouTube videos of like funny cats. Like, it would be nice to watch if I have time. Like, we built Construct-ed to like solve those pains so you have more time.
Right.
So, like, what we found was some of the users were hitting the site and saying, oh man, I see some cool stuff I'd want to watch after I fix this problem that I've been dealing with for 3 months. And as Construct-ed, we want to say, bring your problem that you've been struggling with for 3 months and find a course to solve that pain. Yeah, well,
that's your marketing right there. You have the pain, we solve the problem.
Yeah. And and learning it from pros. I mean, like you said, you said earlier, like it's going to cost you $25, $15, $50 to learn it from someone who's skinned their knees in the industry for 20, 30, 40 years, and you can overcome this, or you can keep, skinning it yourself. And so I think like getting over that price resistance of like, one of the excavator instructor, his audience gave him a little bit of like, lashback on YouTube when he first published a course, because like, they were kind of mad. They were like, oh, well, you always give us free videos on YouTube. Like now you're just trying to like sell stuff, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And his response, was really good. Like he was super cool headed about it. He was just like, look, I'll always put out 5-minute free videos for you, always.
Yeah.
But it took me 20 or 30 years to learn the formulas that I give in this course to like estimate and bid commercial mulch, commercial landscaping, and get it right. And like, I'm not just going to give that away. And the idea is one successful bid of your first, commercial mulch job is going to pay for the course.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I agree. And my philosophy is that, there's so much free stuff out there that there's no value in it. There really isn't. Yeah. And because I've had this ongoing, whatever you want to call it, with someone who has an industry and they give tons of free stuff away and they make their vendors give free stuff away. And I go, dude, you're attracting, the wrong people. I said, you're sending a really bad message, honestly, when you give tons of free stuff away. Because, first of all, you're attracting the person that's all they want is free. That's like giving discounts to customers to get them. And then you find out you've got a crappy customer because they're not happy. Well, they're not happy because they only did business with you because you gave them a discount. I don't want that kind of customer.
Yeah. I mean, for the contractors, listening, it's as though like, your clientele would be coming to you and being like, you guys should really do kitchen remodels for free.
Yeah.
For like, for like $100. And you'd be like, well, there's no way we can stay in business and provide you quality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has to cost something. And obviously what's nice about Construct-ed is we want it to be like cyclical. We want to take care of our instructors. They make most of the money for the course sold. We want to keep running the platform and we want you to get an awesome education and make the money back from what you learned so that everyone wins.
Well, yeah. And I mean, when you're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever the price of some, and I know you've got some free ones on there too, and I saw some for $5 or $10. And so whatever the price of the course is really immaterial because it's what you're going to get out of it. I remember when I was buying and selling houses years ago, I would travel, pay a plane fare, pay $1,500, $2,000 to go to a seminar to grab one nugget. I mean, I would get more, but if I got one nugget out of that seminar on how to buy or rehab a house or how to sell it faster, that was worth, $20 or $30 or $40,000 to me. So, when you think about what's the lifetime value of a customer, which most guys don't even think about, but if you have, a customer and you make $100 on them the first time and you do business with 4 times a year and you keep them for 5 years, every time you walk into a customer's door, you've made $2,000. It's not $1 or not $100. Mm-hmm. It's $2,000 every time you walk and you get a new customer. That's how you have to look at it. It's really weird sometimes. Yeah. Hey, this has really, really been awesome. So how do our listeners get in touch with you and Construct-ed? So give us the website and all the contact information. Of course, we'll put it on the on our website when we do the show notes.
Yeah. So if you want to reach out to me directly, you can email me at jrizzo, R-I-Z-Z-O, like the former mayor of Philadelphia. I'm not related, though, if anyone's interested. It's jrizzo at construct-ed.com, constructed.com. And then our website is construct-ed.com. So get that hyphen in there. And we, for any listeners here who want to try out a course, like Dave said, we have some free ones on there, tons of really great ones. So if you find one you like that has a price attached to it, just use promo code Secret Weapon all one word, secret weapon in checkout, and you'll get 50% off your first course.
Awesome. Can't beat that. And if they make money, then they can afford the other half, right? No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. Yeah. If you want to, you can. Yeah, I'll give you my PayPal email address. You can just send us more money directly if you want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm for that. Jeremiah, this has been awesome. I really thank you for being with us, and I really love the idea of your platform and being specific to the construction industry, so guys can come and find out more on how to make their businesses better and overcome the challenges that they're going through.
Awesome. Yeah, and hit me up on that email if you're a listener and you see something we're doing wrong or a better way to do something. We always want feedback, so shoot me an email.
Or even if there's a course that you might want, then email Jeremiah, because he might be able to find someone to fill that slot.
I'll talk Dave into teaching a course on that topic.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm putting together a couple things for you, so I just got to finish going through your segment so I can make it so that it fits your platform. But I'm really excited about this whole platform, because I think it'll do the construction industry really, really good. Again, thanks, Jeremiah, for being with us.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.